What's up YouTube? Upgrade Gears here. Are you looking for games made by independent developers? You should be, because I'm going to show you 10 awesome indie games that were released this week. This week we've got horror games, first-person shooters, Metroidvania games, and more, so stay tuned. I'm starting off the list with a game based off of a popular 90s anime. Number 1. Castlevania-inspired titles have surged in recent years, but few pay homage as closely as Record of Lotus War, Deedlit, and Wonder Labyrinth. The Record of Lotus War franchise is somewhat of an enigma to Western audiences, though it is most likely recognizable as a fantasy anime series from the 90s. Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth has all the hallmarks of Metroidvania games, from the back-and-forth exploration, light RPG elements, and obtaining powers to reach new areas and tackle new foes. In Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth, you can leap from place to place, killing enemies, solving puzzles, and progressing the story. Along the way, you'll obtain various weapons, some dropped by enemies and others obtained from allies and altars. You'll also encounter magical spirits like sylphs, salamanders, and will-o-wisp, all of which augment Deedlit's skill set. At this moment, Record of Lotus War, Deedlit, and Wonder Labyrinth doesn't have an official Metacritic score yet, but here are some of the critic review scores. The game also received a very positive rating on Steam. Record of Lotus War, Deedlit, and Wonder Labyrinth's release date on Steam is March 27th, 2021. I have a link to the game in the video description if you're interested. Right now, Record of Lotus War, Deedlit, and Wonder Labyrinth is priced at $19.99 on Steam. Number 2. Dandy Ace is an over-the-top, fast-paced roguelike experience that follows a dashing magician seeking to combine and use his magical cards while fighting and looting his way to defeat the green-eyed illusionist, Lele, who has imprisoned him in a cursed mirror. While battling your way through Lele's ever-changing palace, combine different cards with more than 1,000 possibilities, each with their own playstyles and powers. Every run provides new challenges and combinations for players to explore as they progress closer to Lele. Play as Dandy Ace and survive the challenges of the extravagant, lavish, and ever-changing palace. Find all of the magical cards, gather shards, and gold, and get help from his assistants and unconventional allies. Dandy Ace received a score of 78 on Metacritic and a very positive rating on Steam. Dandy Ace's release date on Steam is March 25th, 2021. I have a link to Dandy Ace in my video description if you're interested. As of now, Dandy Ace is on sale on Steam for 10% off, pricing the game at $17.99. Number 3. Dwarf Romantic is a relaxing building strategy and puzzle game in which you place tiles to create ever-growing village landscapes. In Dwarf Romantic, you can immerse yourself in a quiet, peaceful world at any time and take a break from everyday life. At the same time, Dwarf Romantic offers a challenge for those who are looking for one. As you expand the landscape, you can advance into new, colorful biomes and discover pre-placed game objects that give you long-term tasks. Through these tasks, you can unlock new tiles, new biomes, and new quests. The Metacritic score for Dwarf Romantic is yet to be determined. However, Dwarf Romantic received an overwhelmingly positive rating on Steam. Dwarf Romantic's release date on Steam is March 25th, 2021. I have a link to Dwarf Romantic in my video description. Currently, there's a special promotion for Dwarf Romantic on Steam, offering a 15% discount, which prices the game at $8.49. Number 4. In the indie game The Tenant, you become a landlord and deal with problematic tenants as you build your rental property empire. Decide how to react to annoyed neighbors or police interventions. Will you rent your apartment to a college couple or an older lady with 4 cats? It's your job to manage the properties, deal with repairs and issues, even if it involves the cops, and slowly build your empire of properties around the city. Design your apartments and give them a polished look. Get rid of that old paint and buy some new furniture, or just change the floors. Don't overdo it though. The better it looks, the more money you make. Invest wisely to achieve maximum profit. Keep an eye out for the best bargain and strike when you see an opportunity. Are you into risky deals, or do you just want to play it safe? The choice is yours. The Tenant has not received a Metacritic score yet, but the game's rating on Steam is very positive. The Tenant's release date on Steam is March 25th, 2021. I have a link to The Tenant in the video description. The Tenant is on sale on Steam for 10% off. pricing the game at $17.99. Number 5. Home Sweet Home Survive is a brand new asymmetrical game that consists of one specter hunting 4 survivors in an arena. There are 2 core gameplays depending on the role players take. The specter strategically hunts 4 survivors, letting no one escape, and at the same time, not being killed by survivors. Each specter will have different stats and special abilities offering various ways of hunting survivors. The survivors have to cooperate to complete the objective. Each character will have different stats and unique abilities supporting each role of play. Decoy, damage, or perform the rituals. Things will drastically change after the objective is completed. The game will test personal dilemmas, choosing either to team up to eliminate the specter or saving their own self by leaving the arena, escaping the hindrance. A Metacritic score is not available right now for Home Sweet Home Survive. On Steam, Home Sweet Home Survive received a mostly positive rating. The game's release date on Steam is March 25th, 2021. I have a link to Home Sweet Home Survive in the video description. Home Sweet Home Survive is priced at $6.99 on Steam. Number 6. Subrosa is a multiplayer first-person shooter about tense deals, double crosses, and the occasional high-speed car chase. The game is currently in an extended and indefinite early access period. In Subrosa, there are 3 game modes. In World Mode, multiple corporations vie for money and power by taking control of different colored discs through clean trades or bloody acquisitions. Both cash and discs are immensely valuable and allow players to purchase guns, cars, equipment, and clothing that may contribute to their company's success. Round Mode is similar to World Mode. Each corporation is pitted against one another in a round-based variant of World Mode that goes through a 5-day work week, and the total amount of money a corporation has over those days determines its standing at the end of the round week. In Eliminator Mode, one player is secretly assigned as the Eliminator and is tasked with killing the player assigned as the Savior. While the Savior doesn't initially know their role, another player that is assigned the role of the Protector is given the knowledge and the ability to periodically track the Savior, which allows them to meet up and communicate the Savior's importance to them. Subrosa doesn't have a Metacritic score yet, but the game received a very positive rating on Steam. Subrosa's release date on Steam is March 25th, 2021. I have a link to Subrosa in the video description. Right now, Subrosa is priced at $19.99 on Steam. Number 7. In Kaze and the Wild Mask, you journey through the Crystal Islands in 90s classic platformer style. Play as Kaze and save your friend Hogo from a curse that spread chaos around the islands. Face enraged living vegetables by invoking the powers of the Wild Mask. Kaze and the Wild Mask pays homage to the SNES classics in just about every way you could imagine, resulting in a game that will be immediately familiar to fans, but every bit as enjoyable too. Your adventure is separated out into individual levels. These are all entered through a series of linear maps. Environments are nice and varied, taking you through snowy clifftops one moment, then poisonous wastelands the next. A Metacritic score for Kaze and the Wild Mask is still to be determined, but the user score is 9.5. Here are some of the reviews on Metacritic. On Steam, Kaze and the Wild Mask received a very positive rating. The game's release date on Steam is March 26, 2021. I have a link to Kaze and the Wild Mask in the video description. Kaze and the Wild Mask is currently on sale for 10% off on Steam, pricing the game at $17.99. Number 8. Cosmodred is a VR survival horror roguelike about escaping a dying spaceship filled with nightmares. Trapped in a dying spaceship filled with horrors, you must explore, survive, and find your way back to the safety of Earth. Every run will have you play in a new procedurally generated layout, with random positions for rooms, corridors, items, and hazards, and different emergent situations. Use your own hands to interact with the environment. Open doors, drawers, and lockers, and rummage through their contents. Collect basic resources, and craft weapons and equipment to deal with both enemies and hazards. Crouch behind cover and shoot at enemies with your crossbow, or set a trap for them to walk into. But ammo is scarce. Sometimes it's better to just grab an object off a shelf and throw it to distract the creature. Cosmodred doesn't have a Metacritic score, however the game received a very positive rating on Steam. The game's release date on Steam is March 25th, 2021. I have a link to Cosmodred in the video description. Right now Cosmodred is on sale on Steam for 15% off, pricing it at $12.74. Number 9. Pieria is a collection of arcade minigames that play with just 2 buttons. Every 10 seconds the game will jump from one random minigame to another. Avoid obstacles and collect as many marbles as you can. Then use them in the pachinko machine to unlock new minigames, music, and skins. Enjoy a varied collection of 30 plus minigames 10 seconds at a time, or challenge them individually to aim for a high score. Pieria received an overwhelmingly positive rating on Steam. The game's release date on Steam is March 26, 2021. I have a link to Pieria in the video description. Currently, Pieria is priced at $5.99 on Steam. Number 10. Genesis Noir is a noir adventure spanning time and space. When a love triangle between cosmic beings becomes a bitter confrontation, you'll witness a gunshot fired by a jealous god, otherwise known as the Big Bang. Jump into the expanding universe and search for a way to destroy creation and save your love. You play as No Man, a watch peddler caught in a love triangle with other cosmic beings. With a focus on tactile puzzles and exploration, you'll experiment with objects and small slivers of the universe to discover how they can be manipulated to progress your journey. You'll jump into pockets of time, explore moments throughout the lifespan of the universe, and search for a way to change the course of destiny. You'll observe moments in the history of the universe, from the first microseconds of life to trillions of years in the future. Genesis Noir received a score of 81 on Metacritic and has a mostly positive rating on Steam. The game's release date on Steam is March 26, 2021. I have a link to Genesis Noir in the video description. Right now, Genesis Noir is on sale for 20% off on Steam, pricing the game at $11.99. If you learned something new and enjoyed the video, please drop a like. And let me know what you thought about this video by leaving a comment. If you want to watch more video game content like this, then subscribe to the Upgrade Gears channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.